I'm Linda Thomas. I was Linda Corville, Don and June Corville's daughter. We came from Saskatchewan originally, moved here in 1964, I think it was, when I was 6 and ready to start school. And we started out over on Benchland side and then ended up over on Jameson Road in 1976. When we first came from Saskatchewan, we moved into the trailer court in Cochrane for 1 year. It was still there then. And I went to school grade 1 in Cochrane, and then we moved to Calgary for 2 years, and I did grade 2 and 3 in there. And then from there we moved out to Benchlands, and that was grade 4, 1967, I guess. We moved into, it was my grandparents' house in Benchlands. I was the only kid getting on the school bus at Benchlands. It was quite different. In the city, I walked a mile to school, and at Benchlands, I walked a mile straight uphill. Mom used to walk me in the wintertime just to make sure I got there, but yeah, for, I don't know, it was 1 year or more than that, but I was the only kid getting on the bus there. And then other people started moving in full-time at Benchlands, and then there was a whole pack of us after a while. I went to school in Cochrane. Myself and my husband, Reed Thomas, we both have our pictures on the wall in Cochrane High. He was actually in the very first ever graduating class from that school. So when our son graduated in '07 from Cochrane High, Reed was the guest speaker because he was the first ever graduating male from Cochrane High. That was kind of cool. So our kids can go through Cochrane High School and look at our pictures from when we were 18. Well, I'll start with my husband. When his graduating class was 7, I think it was him and 6 girls or him and 7 girls that graduated. And 13 years later, when I graduated in 1976, there was 62, 63 people graduating that year. So yeah, it was a big change in 13 years, and now we've got, what, 3 high schools in Cochrane? There's so many more kids in there. It's multicultural, and people drive nice cars. It's just completely different. Well, like I said, Benchlands started out mostly, a good lot of the people there were just summer cabins, and we moved in there permanently into my mom and dad's place. I don't know how many years we were in there, but we lived down in Benchlands from grade 4 to grade 12, so 8 years-ish. And in that time, people were moving in full-time. And now I drove down there after the flood of 2013 for a little look, and there's big homes in there now. It's not the little log cabin thing anymore. Dad was a carpenter, so he was driving to the city every day from there. Mom was a stay-at-home mom. I just hung out with the kids that lived in the area. We didn't, there was no video games or cell phones or anything. We made our own fun. Tied binder twine on the back of your bicycle and have a horse, or a little bit later then we had horses at Benchlands, so we could go riding across the river and come through all the way down the end of Jameson where the Allens are. You just interviewed them, I think. So Lori and I would ride back and forth across from Benchlands to her place over here, and that was our entertainment.